All right, you're back here with the Breath of Fresh Controversy podcast. My name is Zach, and we're here with
Keura.
And I'm Alex.
And we are going to talk about the infamous
League of Losers.
League of Legends. Yeah, I don't know where you guys want to start on this, but
Let's start with your experience.
Let's talk about a little bit of the positives before we go into totally ripping on it.
Positives. All right. Gameplay. It's absolutely amazing. All of the characters. It's very addicting.
Yeah.
And like, kind of not positive is like you hate it, but it's so addicting that you just go back to it and you keep playing.
It's so addicting. Yeah.
It's visually addicting. I think that the lore, especially, is super cool. I'm
so
not
much
into
lore.
the lore that much to know a lot, but I do know the general lore, and it is just addicting. I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, and the visual appeal is there.
Oh yeah. I think the name is iconic. League of Legends. You think of like the Justice League or the Avengers or something. You're kind of like calling all these different champions to an arena to fight, and it's like, who doesn't like that idea?
Just a bunch of nerds.
It's literally what the Olympics is, right? You know, it's like everyone wants to kind of know like who's the biggest bad or who's the coolest fighter.
Yeah.
And so that whole idea in this fantasy world of like all these different planets and races and everything, so wild, so cool. I really love it. So and it's not the first thing to do that. Like I talked about the comic book things, but also the Super Smash Bros. Melee and all that kind of stuff. Where you're taking all these characters and champions from different things, and I want to see Link fight Kirby, right?
Yeah,
you know. So you've got that element that's very popular, and I think it's really appealing. And then you've got this really interesting gameplay. I feel like, you know, for most of those other things, it's more like a Mortal Kombat style fighting, and this is like a tower defense game. You know, wild to like merge those two ideas, right? You kind of merge the Mortal Kombat button smashing combo, you know, game with
trying to find the right order to get that perfect combination to completely destroy your enemy.
This is the most positive I've ever heard about League of Legends in one sitting. Like it's mostly just negative and toxicity.
We'll get to that. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Well, right. Yeah, we will dive into that. But so I guess I'll start with I think I've been playing the longest. I dove in. I think in the beginning of season 3. I think really was all about the old school but pre-reworked Fiora. Loved it. And she was my favorite champ for hands down. And there were less than half as many champions back then, so it was a little bit of an easier game to absorb. And game modes, there's way more game modes now, so you know I've kind of watched it evolve over the years. I really like how it went from like nothing overnight to something, and you know it had these big tournaments, right? And initially you could win maybe like 10 grand or something if you and your 4 buddies won the League of Legends World Tournament. And then it was like within a couple of years that purse was something like millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Right? And so I think this really speaks to possibly the future of sports being this sort of video game experience instead of something that is purely something that is like an athletic, right? It's something like
they got the whole thing esports. It's all like internet sports and like online gaming, which is great because it's bringing a whole new perspective to sports.
Right.
It's no longer just introducing the jock type. You also have the gamers and like the nerds and the geeks and like everybody who just loves games.
Right. Yeah. And I think it kind of speaks again. I hate to bring it back up to my whole sexual arena theory about in the sexual arena theory to touch on it for a second. I talk about how the displaced or dispossessed men get to decide what makes up the worthy men or the alpha male or something akin, right? And that's been true for all of history, right? It's always the man. It's those nerds, right? They get to decide what is admirable, and usually in fantasy they choose this Hercules-looking character, right? They choose this guy that looks like the varsity jock, right? And so it's like we're watching that dynamic change with technology in that it's like we no longer want that archetype to be some sort of Adonis, you know, looking character. Maybe more so in the virtual world, but now we're sort of taking more of a look into intelligence and adaptability, and the teamwork element a little bit more.
Definitely.
And I think that also ultimately some of these things serve society more than the egotistical, pompous, you know, Greek god-looking character. like the varsity jock type, the captain of the varsity jock, right? It's going to resurface, I think. I think this might be something we try to change, and ultimately all it's going to really happen is visually it may change, but dynamically you're going to have the captain of your league team, etc., who's going to be equally narcissistic and an equally amount of a tyrant or something akin.
Right, because when it comes to something like I'm the best at this, that's all you have is like arrogance and like I'm better than you, so you just think everybody's beneath you.
It's still a thing in esports, I'm sure, or at least when I'm playing the fucking game.
And especially in League of Legends, where you'll be in a game and like so you're losing, so the other team is just like constantly calling you trash.
Yeah. Please uninstall.
Oh yeah.
Dude, but I will never forget that one time a Master E told me to please uninstall. I was just like, cool, man.
Yeah.
It actually did hurt my ego too, but whatever.
Well, right, and it's like, there's a larger thing, and maybe we can dive into a little bit of video games in general. I was kind of talking about this the other day with a friend of mine, but with League and this whole idea of like a coliseum of fighters, it transformed from feeding people to lions in Rome to what we have now with football, right? It's very similar, and now we're getting that with esports, and I think the esports might be the future of this, and how it's sort of progressed is going from something that it is inherently in all three forms is very violent, right? Like Master Yi is chopping you up with a sword, your character up, and then your character dies, right? So it's something very violent, and there speaks to something that is sort of dark about human nature, is that we want to see something violent, right? But people aren't actually dying, right? These are like sort of figmental, virtual things that we're running in this sort of simulation that we're able to control, right? So you look at the progression of Colosseum, where people are actually dying, to football, where people are, occasionally dying of head concussions and terrible things, but mostly they're just beating up their bodies and getting paid millions and millions of dollars, which I think is preferable to the Rome Coliseum. And now you've got League of Legends, where people are making all this money and they're not physically getting hurt whatsoever. No one's actually dying unless they commit suicide because they didn't win League of Legends or something. Oh god, that would be
which I mean is a real thing.
I was gonna say like that's the one because mode of like
when you lose anything, you get super down about yourself and like it's real hard because you tried so hard, but that dude just beat you and you're just like, now what do I do?
Yeah. So I think this was my first look at the esports was through when I got into League of Legends, and people at college would get together on the sport nights, and there'd be 8-9 people packed into a little dorm room, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This is like if everyone's watching a football game,
That's pretty cool.
So it was neat. It was really neat, and again, I think it kind of speaks to so many of the things I tend to talk about. But yeah, so I don't know. Let's talk a little bit more before we dive into some of the psychology of video games. Let's dive into a little bit of
League of Legends.
Well, yeah. I know you talked about the lore and everything, but so what do you guys? What roles do you guys like playing? And who are your mains? Let's dive into a little bit of that.
Do you want to start, Alex?
Yeah, I'm the newest to the game. I've only been playing for a couple of months, so I really haven't found my role, and I really haven't found my champion who I like to play as. So I've just been trying a couple out so far. So far, the best one that I've liked the most has been Kha'Zix.
Nice.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Well, I had fucking those 2 good games where it was like I was fucking up the enemy team, even though we still lost because fuck that game.
Yeah.
You know.
Like Kha'Zix was just one of the easier champions that I found I could play as. I played as a couple other ones. Nothing flowed as smoothly as when I played with Kha'Zix. So, and I know each person plays games differently, and each person has their own style to playing things. And I know there's a whole bunch of styles to play League of Legends. Yeah. And there is a champion for everybody.
It's very complicated as a new player. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially coming in with like. All I do is get teamed up with people who are way higher levels than me, who have been playing the game for forever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, stupid. How do I do this?
Yeah.
The matchup I feel, could be better. The matchup, definitely. Because I always even get people that are like crazy, like good at a champion or something. I think that could definitely be better. But
Yeah, I don't really know how they go about programming some of those algorithms as far as like how they match you up with other players and stuff like that.
I don't know.
And another aspect of it is who's also online when you're online, you know, so like
and not to mention the region, because there's different regions to League of Legends.
Yeah. So you know, a lot of that does get very interesting, and so some of that can account for some of the unfair matches maybe some of the times, but it really is something that's growing, and I'm like to see that it's still growing. You know, like I was kind of got into it when it was really booming, you know, and now and to see it kind of keep going on is like, wow, this is really, really cool, you know? Because a lot of video games just kind of come and go, you know? There's
10 years.
Yeah. And it's totally free, too. Like, to see a free game go this long is wild to me, you know?
Absolutely.
But everybody keeps talking about Fortnite. I'm like, what about League of Legends?
Yeah.
I mean, it is also, like, Fortnite, a cosmetic game, too, so you spend money on the game, but it is a free game, and everybody's just like, yeah, Fortnite. I'm like, well, hold on. Have we forgotten about League of Legends? Like, it is toxic. Every game's toxic, but...
Yeah, well, yeah, Fortnite is just, you have too many, like, my daughter plays that, and she's almost 5, okay? So it's like, you can't, I think there's a weird, there's like I won! And then there's also like every match, you have 100 players in Fortnite, and 50 of them are bots, and then probably half, if not more, of the other 50 are like children under the age of 7. So you're like, as an adult, do you really get a serotonin kick off of like whooping a bunch of computers and little children?
Oh, for some people, absolutely.
If you do, that's a little strange. Okay, that's a little strange.
Hey man, some people take a win where they can get it.
I totally do myself, dude. So I play. That's how me and my daughter have been bonding lately. So I know I'm terrible. But and with League, I think you have to be a little bit more competent to play. So when you do get that win, it's maybe a bigger serotonin kick.
Oh man, it's
serotonin.
From someone who always loses when I get that win. It's so great.
Yeah. You want it so bad that you're just like, I will lose 4 more games. I will play this game 4 more hours to lose 4 more times just to get another victory. You know, it's like that's...
It's ridiculous.
There's a weird system there, I think. There's a weird system there.
What champions do you mean? Because you didn't say that.
Yeah. So, right now, I mean... pre-rework Fiora was my favorite, and everyone was like, she has no CC, she's not good, blah blah blah, and I would just go 14-1-1 every fucking game. I used to be like, what was that? What were you saying before? What was that? Oh, top can't carry? Top can't carry. Really? Parry, you bitch. Parry alt, bitch.
Parry this, you fucking
QE, bitch. Okay. And then I ran the Hydra Bork on her, so that I love the actives. Like, actives just give you another ability, so it's like you build more items with actives always. It's like always like a go-to. I had some really good people that taught me how to play early on, and then I just kind of like ran with it, you know, and maybe if I didn't have those people, it's like maybe I would have got bored with it. Maybe it would have been a harder game for me, and maybe I would have gone with other champions. I don't know. But with Fiora, I ran Hydra and Bork on her to have those 2 actives right away, and then I just fucking creamed everybody. You know, my win-to-loss ratio was probably something stupid. My first time playing ranked, I was placed right into silver, and it's like, I don't hear that happening to any, even today, where you're like, I'm a gold, and then opening next season, bronze 3, shit. You know, it's like, and you're like, yeah, well, it's something goofy there, I think. Yeah. But it's like they want you to climb. They want you to kind of like, well, if you're good, it's like, well, if you're good, you'll climb anyways, and clearly, without Fiora, I was absolute trash. This was back when they had Decay pretty gnarly, and I didn't play. I got into silver with Fiora. I was like silver 2 or silver 3, placed right away, and I was like, wow, hell yeah, this is awesome. Because I talked to my friends that had played in college, and they were like, no, dude, I got placed in bronze, and I'm never getting out, you know? And then I didn't play for like 5 days. I went back, and it's like, you have decayed to bronze 1. And then I sat there for 3 years, probably wasting over 180 hours, well over 180, probably like, I don't even want to talk about it, how many hours, stuck in bronze.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I took hiatuses from the game multiple times over years. I think most of 2016 I did not play League of Legends. I was so mad. It's
a game where you can waste a lot of time on. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's like, it could be 45-minute games sometimes, so you can definitely waste a lot of time on that. Yeah. And sometimes I even realize, I'm like, damn, I'm really playing this game a lot. I'm wasting a lot of hours. I could be doing other things, but it's still enjoyable. It's just you have those really, really bad games, and somebody's like super toxic to you. It's like whatever, but I don't know.
So my mains currently, I've been running with a Shyvana jungle for a long time. There were a lot of champions I used to be good with that like they've reworked now, and I'm like, why? Why did you rework? Just make a new character. Like Fiora, I just oh god, I hate you, Riot. I fucking hate you so much. I hate you so much. Talon was another rework. I loved pre-rework Talon, and now I'm like, he's just too different. I can't play him. Is the same. I love the silence, the E silence, where you can just jump. You know, you could just E silence them and ult, and then you could like run away, and you're fine, right? And then you got all this like you got so much damage on them, and then they're like, "What the fuck did he go?" Right? God damn it, where'd he go? I can't do anything. I'm silenced, and these discs are hovering around me. They're about to get me. It's like, what do I do? You know, it's like Zhonya's. I have to Zhonya's now. So, he was a lot of fun. But right now I play Shyvana jungle and Echo mid mostly. And I try to ADC. I try to like ADC. I used to play a lot of Lucian. Now I do mostly Ashe. I got one of those cool skins for her. Aatrox was a lot of fun too. And I don't know how I feel about the rework. But he doesn't change. He didn't change too much. But the reworks are just so goofy to me. It's like just leave a champion. Leave them the way they are. Make a new champion. I don't get the reworks at all.
Really? I feel like when they reworked Pantheon, it was a lot better than how he used to be. I never played Pantheon, but I damn well know that he's a lot better.
Some of them are better, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, make Pantheon's brother. The Dark Pantheon, okay? Or something. Make it Spartacus, all right? Make Spartacus.
Spartacus.
Dude, it's like they're avoiding what Super Smash Bros. Did in the whole mirror champion thing, right? But I don't know. I think when they did the reworks on these champions, like, yeah, I'm still gonna play the game because I'm addicted. All right, fuck you, Riot.
Exactly. I don't know how else to explain
Fuck
it.
you, Riot. But it's like I would rather learn new champions at that point than play these old ones that got reworked. 'Cause I'm so salty. So.
I mean, yeah.
That's probably why they do it. Let's rework these guys, so they gotta play the
Just
new ones because
fuck-
nobody's playing the new ones.
I did get really mad
Something
when
like
they
that,
reworked
yeah.
Kog'Maw. When they reworked Kog'Maw, I was really pissed off because he used to have like attack speed, I think, for his W.
Yeah.
And now it's like range, which, whatever. But I used to play the hell out of him, and then they reworked him, and I was like, okay, never mind. And now nobody really plays Kog'Maw.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. And maybe that's their, like, you might have hit it on the head with, like, you know, maybe this is how they sort of take the people who've been playing for 8 years and go, reset. You gotta learn this new, brand new, like, this old character doesn't exist anymore. You know? You can't, you know? And so, it just bothers me.
So it like sees how well you can adapt to a change.
I could be a platinum Fiora, and instead I'm like a silver Shyvana. This is garbage. It's fucking garbage. They did me dirty, dude. They did me dirty.
I mean, have you tried any of the new champions or anything?
I don't even know he's new now. I recently got into playing Kled.
Okay. No, he's newer.
Yeah.
I actually did start playing Kled too. Like, mostly on ARAM, I would get him a lot.
He's
and
ridiculous.
I was like,
he's so
fun.
stupid. Yeah. He's so
just,
stupid
like,
broken.
runs.
Yeah.
It's so fun to charge with your team when you get it perfectly. It feels like I seriously get so excited. It's so funny.
I'm trying to think of other new champions that I've tried. There's a couple new, really cool new ones. There's like this new brawler Seto or something.
Set.
He looks really cool.
Oh yeah, I played a game. It wasn't like a full game. We just did it against bots, but he's a pretty fun character to play with.
Yeah, he looks super cool. Especially.
He looks like a complete fuckboy in my opinion.
I was gonna say he looks like an anime character, and I'm like,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah! Every girl I've heard mention him is like, they're like, yeah, he looks like a fuckboy, and it's like, but
he's got like the thickest neck
he
I've ever
is.
seen for
He sets a total fuckboy.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But,
I mean, the way that he's just looking.
Like his name is the boss.
Yeah.
It is.
So all right, League of Legends gets their own Goku.
my
and
God.
then you got one of the newer ones. Oh, he's like an ADC, but he changes so much. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Aphelios.
Aphelios,
I
yeah.
played him one time and it was like, never again. Don't want to ever fucking play this guy
He looks
again.
really confusing.
He is extremely confusing. I liked his first gun and then that ability with it, but once it kept switching, I couldn't even keep up. Like, I don't know how anybody could keep up. A lot of practice, but
And
not
this
enough
is where-
for me to care
That's
to.
where it's like I go back to like why have so many characters and why rework them? And I get it, they want you to buy the
He
new one.
counters everybody. Like,
It's
he's
weird.
literally a champion that you can counter anything. He can turn into pretty much an assassin. He could be a ranger. I think he could be kind of like a bruiser sort of thing, but I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
I don't know.
That one I didn't really like. I like Senna. Do you know who Senna is?
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm familiar with her because of
Lucian's
TFT. I never played her, but
TFT.
I'm familiar with her, and yeah, she does look really good. She's
Yeah.
really, like a lot of fun.
I really like her.
The thresh mechanic of the collecting souls thing, I think, is really, really cool.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I like her a lot, yeah.
And her whole story with Lucian, I think that was a really cool lore thing. I saw the animation with Lucian and Thresh fighting, and then she gets released.
Yeah,
like that was
really
really cool.
cool.
That was really, really cool.
I like how she could be an ADC and support.
Yeah, yeah. Versatile
That's
characters are a
really-
lot of fun, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and that was something I did with pre-rework Fiora. I could play her anywhere. And the Kali too, pre-rework Kali. Oh my god, that was broken. That was stupid.
That's also why they rework characters.
Yeah.
See, I got so good with her that, and I hate support. I could play anybody but support. It basically was like if I got support or stuck with support, I was like, I'm not doing it. I want to play Fiora. I was like, we're doing a kill lane. They're like, no, we're not. I'm like, yes, we are. And
It's gonna happen.
Insta lock Fiora. Like, what the fuck, man? You fucking suck. Blah blah blah. And then I would carry the lane and carry the team, and we'd win. And they'd be like, you just got lucky.
I take my hat to thee,
You know
good
what I mean?
sir.
So I could do that with Fiora, rework Fiora, and rework Akali. And the Akali Shroud was something I would just be like every time they're like coming in, it's like Shroud, fuck you, and then like sneak behind them and fucking.
Oh yeah.
You know,
that's actually I remember that now.
If you got, it's like there was a time where League of Legends was so fun that you could get good with any character and play them in any role, and then they were like, we can't have you have that much fun. No, you can't be that good at our game. Not allowed.
We survive off suffering, not happiness. What's going on here?
Yeah, right. You know, and it's like, okay, well, I don't know. Like, now I'm stuck in silver, and it's like, I would be so far gone out of silver if I still could play these old champions that I learned the fucking mechanics to and everything for so long, and they were good enough to get you out. And it's like, now it's like, okay, constantly having to learn champions all the time. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna hurt them or help them as things go. You know,
the releases have been very close to each other. I feel like before it was like, I don't know, was it every year? It seemed.
No,
was that I don't really.
The characters
remember.
came out like once every 3 months or once every 5 months or something, sort of.
That
And it would be like a
sounds
couple of them, you know, sort of. And now they
Yeah.
kind of do. They are coming out with a more steady.
Like almost every month, it seems. I don't know. I don't really like that though. I don't really like that. I think we need a little bit more time, especially after Aphelios.
To learn champions, yeah, dude.
Slow down, Ryan.
Aphelios,
Slow down. I don't know.
So,
what do you think of Earth? Like, or all random Earth or whatever. Even I haven't. Played
is Earth like the sand arena? It's like a desert.
Ultra
No,
rapid fire.
it's the one with like the super attacks. So like your spells come back really quickly and they cost like no mana.
Yeah.
So it's like you can just constantly spam them.
It's so much fun, especially with certain characters. Yeah, that's so much fun. There's so many other game modes in League of Legends that they introduced as time went on that were just they made the game interesting again, right? It gave you something else to do,
right?
And
so
then
if you're playing like Summoner's Rift and you're just having a shit time with that,
you
go and play an ARAM and then you'll do good in there, and then it's like you start to do bad in that. I'm gonna go play Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah.
So many things to choose from.
Exactly. It's like by the time you get bored with something, you have an older game or a new game to go try, right? Or go back to, you know, and then it becomes like a new game because you're like, but there's skills you're learning in most, like an ARAM, you're really learning new champions. You're not allowed to pick, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're learning new champions and allows you to do that in a fun way that doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's no like whatever, but then you can take those skills back into the Summoner's Rift and use them, right? So there's a neat dynamic there.
Yeah.
That's what I've been kind of doing more so lately. It's just like
too.
playing ARAM and playing TFT, you know, and then I'll occasionally do a Summoner's Rift one, you know.
Yeah.
But when I go back into Summoner's Rift, it's like, fuck, dude, like.
Yeah, it's really intense. It's good to have a break. I really like how they have Teamfight Tactics too, because like when Teamfight Tactics first came out, I wasn't really interested in that at all. I was just kind of like what the hell is this, you know? Because I've never played that kind of game. And then once I got into it, I was like, oh, okay, I like this too. Like it's a little bit of a break. You can like slide away the keyboard and just be like, all right, I can just use the mouse now, you know?
Yeah, it's really chill. It's Really chill. You can
Yeah.
eat a sandwich and play Teamfight Tactics.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the most
You
important part.
cannot snack while you game on the Summoner's Rift.
Oh,
Absolutely
and especially
not.
not on ARAM.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, unless you're dying at the end all the time, you gotta wait 46 seconds.
Oh my god, it's
That's enough time to go.
terrible.
That's enough time to go
He
take a
hates
piss. You know, it's like
Like, I'm so bad at the
Alex-
game still. Like, I just die a lot, and like, I absolutely hate waiting to respawn.
yeah.
He
That's
hates it
one thing I hate
I'm
in
like,
every
calm down,
video
dude,
game.
it's fine.
Oh god, it's so bad because I'm so
It's like
impatient. It's just
punishing
like
you.
I just need to go die again. Come on,
Throw me
let me
back
go
in.
die again.
Throw
Hurry
it
up.
back in. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It is quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really like Teamfight Tactics. I've been
do.
playing chess
I do
since
too.
I was a kid. I love strategy games. I was
Mhm.
a huge fan of Fire Emblem. I love the tactics or the grid system kind of games personally. And so, but initially I did get into it when I started playing, and I was like, this is like weird. I'm gonna go back to playing Summer's Rift and League. I'm gonna go back to playing real League, okay? You know. And then it was like one time, all of a sudden, like a buddy of mine got really into it, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll play again, all right?
Yeah.
And then I did just kind of start getting really into it, you know. Again, the addicting League of Legends in general, no matter what game mode you're playing, just gets so addicting. And I got so good at the beta, and then they were like, we're gonna introduce all the elemental crap, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just got so used to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they reworked
Yeah,
that,
pretty
and I
much
was
same
like,
for me.
God,
You
constantly.
didn't play it at all before the
And
beta?
I didn't. I played it after the beta.
Okay, yeah. I
So
played a little bit
I came
before
in
the
with all
beta,
the like
too.
classes and the.
The beta was way
Yeah.
cooler, I think.
I used to do Yordles, just all Yordles.
Yeah,
What did you
yeah.
do?
I had a weird hodgepodge mix. Oh God, what did I do?
It's hard to remember now.
Well, Yordles was fun. Yordles was like my
Yordles
second
was
favorite.
Ridiculously powerful.
Yeah. I really liked shapeshifters because I got stuck in like
Okay,
Night
yeah.
Ranger. I was like Night Ranger, and I got stuck with that in that mode of playing. I was just like
Yeah.
Mordecai's Darius, Garen, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
you know, because they're so cheap and everything. And usually whoever did play knights did get to the end. They just would
Yeah.
never win. And then you got Yordles that nobody wanted to play because who wants to play the cute little fairy type?
I feel like a lot of people started wanting to play them because they realized how OP they were.
Yeah,
Especially
they were
Kennen.
super. They
If
were
you could just have a
super
Kennen
broken.
like, right in the middle of your team so he could ult
Yeah.
everybody. Like
That was the best.
I
Oh my
used to do that
god!
all the time.
But I really found shapeshifters made a great wall because if you had so many shapeshifters, they just had all this bonus health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I really liked the shapeshifters. I was so hesitant of playing sorcerers until towards the very end, and then I was like, well, you can play Aerie and Aurelian Soul. You got this awesome, and then I thought that was really a lot of fun. I feel like there was somebody else that I played. Maybe it was Rangers. I don't know, but I had this whole setup where I had this decent wall going, and I had Aurelian Soul and Varus. And their ults would go off at the same time, so it was like defend everybody until their mana got up, and then it was like Varus and Aurelian Soul would just take out 4 of their 8 characters
Yeah.
in one ult, and I was like, "Well, this is great."
Aurelian Soul, yeah, he's not in it anymore.
No, he's not.
They had, Aurelian Soul was really strong. I'm trying to remember who else was, because there's a couple of them that they don't have. Like, well, I think Kennen. Yeah,
Kennen was always really strong.
He was really strong in that. I don't know, I kind of missed some of the strong ones. Lulu was actually kind of strong, obviously with the Yordle team.
I just liked more of the characters in the beta
Yeah,
than the characters they have now. I was like, it's kind of lame.
I still like
Mm-hmm.
TFT a lot, though. I think that they did really good with it. I think the only thing that is annoying is that you have a shared pool of champions. So, like, if somebody's building Predator, you might not be able to get the Predator characters because they are getting them too, and it's fucking annoying. Especially playing with Alex over here that likes to steal my characters sometimes.
Yo,
Or, like,
you're
you're
stealing
doing
my
the same
characters.
thing.
All right, let's be real here. You steal my characters. Because, like,
It's
I'll
like
usually be
so
like, hey,
annoying.
babe, I'm going to go this build. And then, like, halfway through the game, it's like, what are you going, babe? Oh, that's exactly what I told you I was going.
Yeah. Oh, we got a cat on the table.
We have a
There's
cat on the table. Emergency.
Healy, get down.
He just wants
Healy,
to be
get
part of
down.
the
That's
podcast.
so cute. Bye.
It's named after the lead singer of the 1975. We were talking about that earlier.
Maddie?
Healy. Yeah, Matt Healy.
Healy? Like the shoes?
Healy.
Like, you
Yeah.
said that, and I was just like, why is this guy named after shoes?
Healy.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're great shoes. I had a pair, wore them everywhere.
I loved the original memes back in like 2010, 2009, 2011.
Healy away from my feelies.
Yeah, those are like original. I had so many OG Facebook posts about that.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
god, that was the best.
Holy shit, dude.
But,
Okay, I have a question.
go for
Who's
it.
the worst? Who is, in your opinion, we'll go in order, is the worst champion in League of Legends? Zach, you start.
Worst as in how?
Just like
You don't like them,
you
or
don't
like
like them, or
gameplay?
just
Hate
like
'em.
what is your opinion on that? Like who is the absolute?
I didn't even think about this
Worst
one.
champion.
I fucking I hate.
I already know my answer.
Gangplank is pretty stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking pirate, dude. He's really
Fucking-
stupid.
I love
Mass
pirates.
pirate.
I like pirates. I think Gangplank is stupid.
I'm pretty good with Misfortune.
Misfortune's
I
fun.
don't like
She's
Gragas
cool.
either.
She's
Gragas is
easy
a
to play.
Okay, you know my
Oh,
answer. My
there's
answer
so
was-
many monster ones that are kind of derpy and stupid. You know,
Yes,
like there are
Moo.
some
We were
really
talking about
dumb. Oh god. Oh yeah,
Okay,
Moo.
Urgot. Can anybody agree that Urgot? I just feel he is the worst champion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He did get reworked though, but before that he was fucking trash.
Him and Cyan are weird Frankenstein characters. They're like the same character, pretty much.
And wait,
Sort of.
Frankenstein.
But like Frankenstein characters, you
Oh,
know.
like Dr. Mundo was kind of like a Frankenstein. I feel
He was
sort of
awesome.
character.
He's
No,
awesome.
he's Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll and
Yeah,
Mr. Hyde.
yeah.
That's who Dr. Mundo is.
Yeah, he's not Frankenstein. He's actually just.
I don't recall that name, to be honest.
They're sort of this very
Wow,
similar
alright.
characters, though. Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of in some respect. But
I don't know. No, but Urgot, I gotta say.
yeah. What about you, Alex?
The character I hate the most, just because I can't play with them right now, because again I haven't played as too many characters. Fuck Zed.
Yeah. Hold on. I do want to say Lee Sin. Fucking get rid of him, Riot. You have not touched his kit, dude. Get fucking
Yeah,
rid
oh
of
my
Lee
God.
Sin. Lee Sin is trash. He's fucking cancer for your game. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
People who are so good with Lee Sin, they haven't touched his fucking kit.
Yeah.
They'll rework Fiora and Akali and everybody I play, but not Lee
I
Sin.
don't know why. That's really
Fucking,
weird. That's really
I
strange.
hate it, dude. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh.
I don't know. There are a lot of. I for some reason I hate Twisted Fate as well. I just feel like he just.
The worst. He's like one of the worst champions.
Just the.
I had him as a champion, and I was pretty good with him. I wasn't bad. Like I didn't hate
I
him.
guess he's not that bad. Like.
Every time I get stuck with a TF on my team, I'm like, we're gonna lose. Don't play TF.
I feel like they
And
just play it
I'm
to
like,
show off.
I just go, don't play TF, and they're like, why? And I'm like, I've never won a game with a TF.
Anybody who plays
See, if
TF
someone
I've never won a game.
If someone were to tell me not to play as a character in a game right now, I'd be like, all right, fucking switch me up then, because I don't know who to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like anybody that actually plays TF, it just wears a fedora every time. Every time they go out.
Yeah. They just.
I
All right,
don't know.
next
the-
time I play TF, I'll put on the fedora
Don't-
bit.
It's the
You
neckbeards,
fucking
dude. It's the neckbeards. They're like, I'm so this guy. I'm wearing my
Yeah,
Fiora.
I feel like the people who play him feel like they're him. Like they look at his portrait.
That's
and
so
they're
true
like,
for so many things in like fantasy, anime, all that stuff. Oh, I love those memes that are like it's like the fat guy watching like The Witcher or like Assassin's Creed or whatever, and then it's like it's got a little like derpily drawn dude who's like super fat. He's got like the neck beard and he's like got Witcher 3 shirt on. He's like, that's so me. You know, it's like, dude, fucking no. I used to be that person.
not
I used to be
really.
super fat and I totally was like playing Fire Emblem. I'm like, I'm Ike. Yeah, you know? And then I looked in the mirror every day and I'm like, what the fuck is all this? This isn't Ike of me, you know?
I guess everybody does it.
And then I got out and I started running, you know? So, hey,
That's so funny.
don't let your dreams just be dreams. Don't let...
Okay, Shia.
Yeah.
Shia. Okay.
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my
Shia LaBeouf.
God. What more is there to say about League of Legends? Like, it's a toxic.
It's fucking
game.
terrible. Play it.
Yeah, for some reason that's a great slogan.
You will love every minute of hating that game.
Yep.
It is. It is like the most addicting thing I've discovered in the last 6 years of my life, and I even tried cocaine once. So it's.
I can agree with you there.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. No, it's very addicting. It's very addicting.
It is.
It is crack cocaine for the millennial. So
Definitely.
play it. Join us in the suffering.
Suffering.
I don't know. It's so weird, dude. I will like stop playing for like periods of time, and then like something keeps calling me back.
I know. I took a really big break. I took a break right before Camille came out, and then I came back. I think like when Kiana came out ish, like quite a bit of a break, you know. But then it's like, who are all these people? You know, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah. You're like, all these champions that may be less interested in the game. I have to figure out how they work so I know how to play against them. Great.
Yeah.
You know? So, that's where
So
Aaron can kind of make some of that fun. But, fucking League of Legends, dude.
League of Legends.
Alright, I guess that's all we got to say on that. Join us in the Rift. Till next time.
Bye.
Hasta luego.